Um, I got these press alcoholic seltzers, apple cinnamon. That shit is
Ooh.
fire. It's so good.
I may have to be on the lookout for that.
Blown away by this one. There's this one and a pear chamomile. The pear chamomile was good. Not as good as apple cinnamon, but it was good. I enjoyed it.
I do like me a pear. That's a good thing.
Fire.
Hmm.
There's a few other flavors that I'll get to probably as we play. We'll do a fun, what's this flavor?
I have, as
It's
of
apple
level 3,
cinnamon.
probably quadrupled the text on my character sheet.
Yeah.
What?
As of level 3, I have probably quadrupled the text on my character sheet.
What college did you go?
Creation. Don't look it up.
I won't.
But it's
Don't
very
look
much-
it up.
There were.
It's very much
or it
on
will be a
brand.
catastrophe.
I can't wait. I can't.
Even if you look it up, you will not know what I'm going to do.
I mean, I know what a bard does, but I don't.
This is not what a bard does. This is
No.
That's what I'm
this is
saying.
something.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
This is
you're
more
right.
like Sparkleonius stuff.
This is Sparkleonia stuff. Are everyone all set?
I wanted my microphone closer to me, so I have opted to place it on top of a precariously positioned big metal pot. So we'll see.
Sparkleonia's pot.
Huh.
Go down here. I like it down more. All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Dungeons, Drive-Ins, and Dice, a wider world. Man, damn it! I've had such a long week. This is a wider world. And
Do you want me to come in and go with a DM
too.
intro?
That would be great. I've had a terribly long week. That'd be incredible.
All right. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Dungeons, Drive-Ins, and Dice, a wider world, a live play role-playing campaign that goes on as it goes on. I am your friend and dungeon master, game master, general fun friend to have around, Gabe Stringer. When last we left our folks, we had just bested Iron Bones and come upon a whole other situation that we are now somehow responsible for. We haven't really teased that quite apart. We left off just before getting the sort of the down low on that situation, so that's sort of where we are going to come back in. But first, let us introduce to you and to each other once again our table mates. And this is the time for
Yep. Wait, this is the time for I'm M, and I play Haribo Tamagotchi, the artificer, changeling artificer of the group, not of this world. What's the question of the week, Dungeon Master?
We're gonna low-hanging fruit this, and also I think we've played enough episodes for this question. This is just like general character perspective vibe check. Like where are your characters at with the happenings? It seems like we've come upon some stuff at this point. So where's everyone? How's everyone feeling?
Oh. This has been a roller coaster. We saved Koryak. That was an up. We got Gib on the team. That felt goofy for a while, and I think Haribo was enjoying the goofs of that. And the fights Haribo has not been feeling the best on until that last one. That one he like felt that he understood what was happening, and understood the assignment. But the Gib death in the middle of the fight was like hard for Haribo, so he was like reeling from that, and then sure he came back to life, but there was still like, you know, toss and turn, roller coaster of emotions going on right now. And he has a huge focus. Haribo is torn all over the place right now. I feel like much like me when I look at a RPG game, that's double an RPG like quest list. I'm always like, oh god, way too many quests, can't there's too many things to read through, and I just have to go through like a few by a few, you know. Or I'll pick like a location and center around that so I can like help myself. Haribo's feeling that way kind of right now. He's like, there's goblins and we definitely have to go over here, but there's something to take care of over there also. We have to go back to the town. We have to do all this. We've talked to this guy, and also my belt is now doing a thing, and like it just is like one thing on top of another, and he's feeling very frantic at the moment.
Hi, my name is Lawrence, and I play the gelatinous bard Sparklonius. Sparklonius is actually having a pretty decent time. Nice chill vibes. He wasn't really aware that Gib Death happened until it had already been sort of situated, so that didn't affect him quite as much. Sparklonius, I think, is most enjoying not being the weirdest person in the room. That seems to have worked out pretty well following this party around. You know, Sparklonius is certainly a character, but he's definitely feels like he's taken a second stage to the happenings that have been recently happening. The changelings, and then the tiger changelings, and you know, it's not just Sparklonius that can change his shape at this current party. And there's a dwarf that's tall. That's weird. So yeah, Sparklonius is just enjoying himself.
Sort of an uphill. It feels like an uphill argument to at any point ever call Sparkalonia not the strangest one in the room.
You got to understand, I'm coming at it from Sparkalonius' perspective.
No,
Sparkalonius
you know,
has always just been Sparkalonius.
He is the gelatinous gentleman, but also he's kind of a country bumpkin a little bit. So yeah, okay. From his perspective, I'm following.
He's just here to vibe. Yeah, like I think when you meet our squad, he's the weirdest one. But when you vibe check the squad,
Sparkalonius is also becoming increasingly more wary of the next person who's about to introduce themselves.
Which is?
Hi, my name is Grace Stringer, and I play Marjorie Ridgeback, the necromancer healer person that also has minor cat shifting, which was something that I learned last week. Player Grace is feeling what Em was describing of looking at the task list. Like, there are things I don't even remember that we have to do, probably. Marjorie does feel like a little bit bad about the Gib death thing. But to be fair, she was just like, she thought someone was trying to interfere with the happenings, the big fight, and so, you know, shoot first, ask questions later is kind of the urchin. Well, not shoot first, but, you know, urch before you get urched, you know?
I mean, if we gave you a gun,
I would. If you give me a fantasy gun, I will shoot first.
If you give a girl a gun.
But yeah, I think she just feel bad. She got a new scythe. That was exciting. Or it's not a scythe. It's a what is it? The hands just
we did say it was a sickle. I am perfectly fine with calling it a scythe. I found a damage number for a scythe, and I like the aesthetics of a scythe so much better for you.
Yeah.
If you were fine with having not a shield.
Oh yeah, that's fine. But in my head, I pictured it not like scythe, traditional scythe shaped. I want it to be a sickle on a long stick. I like the really intense curve of a sickle.
Kind of like a shepherd's hook? Like a shepherd's crook kind of.
But because the Grim Reaper scythe is just like a little bit of a curve. I want like a curvaceous
Okay.
weapon.
Well, I am going to give you a farm implement. Um, and you are more than welcome to take that into Lord Thorn, our wonderful
see.
Lord Blacksmith, and have it modified for a small
I'm gonna
fee.
find a farm implement with
Ooh.
a curved blade,
It is a polearm sickle.
pole-armed sickle. All right, heard.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what's there.
And I am Michael. I am playing the dwarven fighter Thaddeus Offcoot, who is just on cloud 9 right now because he bested Iron Bones in single combat. So he is really feeling his role of being the protector of the squishies right about now. So
And he got a crop
it,
top.
yeah, yes. And
Emis. No, keep going. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt.
he's just so giddy. He's not really too concerned about the quest list at this point because he's still just reveling in the recent victory.
I absolutely love that he feels that way because Haribo is also stoked about having delivered the final blow. He was so stoked about just like also an M. Like I was stoked. That I am so stoked. Pump. I'm just gonna keep using the word. And just excited to edit that scene. That was so freaking cool. It was back and forth. Oh my god. And then to like interspace dumb lines from the play in between like a cool anime style fight is gonna be the most boss thing. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Yeah, that was a pretty good listen on the live re-listen. So I am stoked. I'm stoked for that one.
I didn't even think to do it. Honestly, I was just so busy, but I am excited to.
I had to for all that XP because 3 members of our party got a juicy level up at the end of last session. Everyone now is level 3. And that means that I can stop pulling my punches.
Now if we die, it's our fault.
Oh.
Training
Welcome to
wheels
hard
are
mode.
off.
All right. Everyone has the same player goals from last session. I assume that you've written them down.
Yes.
So we come back in right basically where we left off last episode with everyone in the entrance to the cave, getting the lowdown from our kobold friend whose name I didn't write down, but it will come to me as I talk, and it is Atrick. Atrick, the blue kobold with the stick, who very nearly kicked the bucket last session, but due to some great player teamwork, he's still here. He's still here to give us some exposition and also maybe to lead the kobolds since we're taking Gib.
Definitely.
So let's see.
What did
What are
Atrick
you-
sound like?
I mean, he sounded like a kobold. They all sound the same. Atrick. What questions? If you want me to use Adric's voice, unfortunately, you're going to have to ask him questions as far as things go. But I can give you Gabe can give you a lowdown on like the Reader's Digest of what he says if you want to take it that way.
I mean, I thought as far as we talked to Atrick that we set up a plan we were basically ready to leave, I think, like expositionally, in that we have talked with Atrick that we will return. We're taking half of their money because we're going to return and deal with the situation. So we've taken half of their 400, so we get 200 split between the 4 of us, so 50 gold each, if I recall.
Correct.
It's cool. So we left them with a little over 200 gold to pay their next.
They have 220 gold.
tribute.
Next month or this month, they will be able to pay their 200 gold to the dragon that demands tribute from them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have so much gold now.
Yeah, and then it was interesting. Like right before the cave, we got 4 gold, and we were like splitting it up pennant style, and then now we have 50 gold. It's just like 50 gold for you, 50 gold for me, 50 gold for you.
Yeah, we'll be back to give you guys dragon money. Yeah.
But yeah, we did tell them that they should start basic trainings, right? And that we would return soon to actually train them up with the idea that they're gonna work more for the merchants passing the road and protect them from all manner of everything else.
I believe Thaddeus left them with some dwarven katas.
In which we will
Yes.
also go
Yes, he
talk to
did.
the dragon for them to talk about, like, maybe this changes what their deal is. I don't quite know. But we did say that, or I said that I would go talk to the dragon for them. If everyone else would
Okay.
like to join me, that would be cool. But I did make that promise myself.
Another one for the quest list.
Yeah, I'll get there.
Okay, then that works. You guys take your 50 gold. Let's get the iPad out since we run our
Yeah,
road
we definitely
campaigns.
told them we were busy, so we have to go deal with the goblin situation first. But after we deal with the goblin situation, which in our brain, I guess when we made this pitch, it wasn't going to take longer than a second tribute would take, in that we could get back and make something happen. We're hoping. I'm hoping. Harbo's hoping. M doesn't care.
I think that all makes sense. Let's see. So then you take your well-earned gains and you mosey your way back to civilization. Traipsing through the woods, I assume. Are we taking any marching order? Are we making any checks? Yeah, just gonna
Well,
exposition our way back to town.
Thaddeus would want to be out front.
Harbo is
Okay.
distracted. He is
Sparkalonius is right behind Thaddeus.
No.
Okay.
So
No.
I think Thaddeus is probably still a little distracted to be doing any checks or looking around because he's singing dwarven battle songs mostly in his head as they wander down the road.
Sparkalonius is accompanying, but he's also got his head on a swivel. And by his head, I mean he's on a swivel.
Harbo is moving quickly, purposefully, but quietly. He's not sneaking, but he is just lost in thought as he moves.
I got a 15 on my perception check.
Okay.
What about Marjorie? How's Marjorie moving? What's her focus while she's moving?
I think Marjorie is probably, I mean, I've been in the back peeping with my good perception peeps. So it sounds like me and Gib are in the back. Unless I don't know where Gib is, but since he has not been mentioned in the order, I'm assuming he's in the back with me. I think she's just thinking about all the things that she's learned in the past. Killing Gib on accident. But then bringing him back, that kind of success probably feels good. So there's a lot to think about there. Like I was able to do that. That's pretty neat. Yeah.
Cool.
And also about other things about Gib.
Other things about Gib heard.
Okay. Then you guys make your way through the woods. I think Thaddeus roll survival with advantage since you're in the lead. As far as navigating our way back home. Our usual survivalist is lost in thought.
Let's roll some dice. About a nat 20.
Ooh,
Hey, wow.
Oh.
Okay.
Good start.
Oh,
Nice.
got him.
Okay. Then with a nat 20, I have to think really fast. And the thought that I have is, okay. You guys make your way through the forest. Thaddeus, you think that you are taking the way back that you took, but you must have made a wrong turn somewhere, because at some point along the journey, perhaps 2 hours into what should be a 7-hour trek by your reckoning, um, is a trail that branches off. It is entirely covered in moss. It leads downhill, um, and the path ahead down that trail is shrouded in mist. However, you are convinced that if you take the trail that you are on, you will arrive back in town on time.
I would want to stop and confer with the group and point out this moss-covered misty trail that I have perceived.
Can I roll to perceive what he's perceived now that I'm looking at it?
The trail?
Well, like he's noticed the trail. Is there like what if
I'm
there's
pointing
something?
right at
I
it.
guess investigate the trail.
Investigate the trail.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. Yeah. All right. See what's going on with this trail.
Trail,
No,
what are you?
not very much. That's only a 9.
Oh, your urchin senses don't tell you a whole lot about wooded trails. It's weird there not being walls. It's nice that there's trees sort of obstructing your line of sight. The plains were really disorienting, but I mean, discerning value in here, it's tough. It's all green. I don't know.
Seems about right.
My dice go.
So
I don't know. There it is. Harbo, give a quick peek if we're stopped. Nope, still distracted. That's gonna be a 6. I think
Are you making
we
it
should.
different? What skill were you
mean,
using?
Probably just perception, just like to see if he
then
can
nope.
notice anything down the path. Right? He doesn't, and he says, "I think we should keep moving. We should really get back to Dekram."
So should we mark this path in some manner so we would notice it on our way back by?
We could. Do we know where we are in regards of everywhere else on the map? That it would be accurate?
Yeah. With a nat 20, absolutely. You could definitely find this spot again.
Oh, cool. Let's mark. Let's mark it on the map and return on our way back.
Okay.
Mysterious trail added to the quest list.
Damn it!
I love in my mind's
Could have
eye.
been.
I'm just picturing all of us walking, and then Mike notices it and like points, and then I go and put my hands on my hips, look at it. Yeah, it's a trail, and then M goes and looks at it. Oh, yeah, that's also a trail. Let's keep moving though.
And then a quest ping happens, and Haribo says, "Nope, hold the fuck up."
I mean, you just had to mark it on the map.
Damn
Bartholomew
it.
shrugs. I gotta get back. I gotta get back, visit my boy boss, and gotta make sure he didn't get up into too much trouble.
It's true. We got to see what he got up to. You gave him some money.
Gotta
what
see
does
if
his
he's
tab?
run up
What does
another
his tab
tab.
look like?
Yeah.
I gave him a small amount of silver.
I think it came with a task, but I don't remember what the task is, and neither does Barson.
No, I don't think there was a task. I think it was survive until I return because I'm gonna be gone for a minute.
Mission objective: survive.
Yeah, it was just like do your own
Barson's
thing until I
a
get
survivor,
back.
so yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so we leave behind the mossy glade and make our way back to Dekram. Has Dekram changed in our absence? Largely no, I would say. When we arrive in town, what is our first destination?
Well, we gotta go visit the Lord.
Before we
Everyone
even
ready to go visit the Lord?
before we
Sounds like
even
no.
No, before we even get into town, we're bad. Like as we pass Haribo's yurt, Haribo says, I have some work I must take care of in my house. If you folks wouldn't mind taking care of conversing with the Lord, and maybe if Wilhelm fella also needs to be conversed with.
We'll tell Wilhelm to come to your place.
I,
Then
Hell yeah.
and then we'll all reconvene here and
No,
have a
but
conversation with him.
you
Party at
can.
yours.
Yeah, sure. I guess that's fine. I just don't. I don't even know if after we talk to the Lord, if we'll need to talk to Wilhelm yet, because we're still
Want
waiting
me to
on.
roll a persuasion check?
We're not finished. We're just turning in. Sure. I mean, do whatever you want. We're still not. We haven't finished the goblin thing, so I don't know that the Lord is
we're going to
exactly
do that
stoked.
first, regardless of what Wilhelm says. But what if it's on the way?
It's good to check in with him. It's good to check in with him, nonetheless. But yes, I'm gonna leave the conversing with the Lord to you guys, and I'm going to take care of some stuff in my yurt. And Harbo starts trucking up the hill.
All right, we will return to Haribo and his yurt somewhere further along in the narrative. I think Thaddeus, actually, with your nat 20 there, I'm going to give you one more fun fact. As you are coming around the hill from Haribo's place, you see to the south smoke rising from somewhere out in the pine forest.
Okay.
Yep, that's it.
I will make sure to point that out to my fellow companions, minus Haribo, who's not with us at the moment.
Do you
So
think the Lord would want to
Sparkalonius.
know about the smoke?
Probably.
I will probably mention it because I'm part of his guard, and it's something I would make him aware of. So,
Yeah, we'll see what he says about it.
although being his guard, I can almost guarantee you that he's going to tell us, "Why don't you take a look at it while you're out and about?"
Is it on the way? Maybe we should
No.
have Wilhelm Fella meet us at the smoke.
We'll have to double back to tell Haribo that, though. He thinks we're meeting at his place.
All right, let's go now. Just
Let's
kidding.
even
I
know
want to go
Haribo.
talk to
He's
the
just
Lord.
some guy you met.
It's
Oh.
You don't
true.
have to. You don't have to include him on everything. He
It's
seems
true.
very busy with his own stuff.
It's
Let's go talk to the Lord about the fire
Yeah.
and other things.
Okay.
yeah.
It is early evening when you guys arrive back in town. Thaddeus, you know that tonight, because it is Thursday, the Lord is going to be in the bar.
That is even better.
So that's where he's going to be. As you come in, you know the Lord is in the tavern.
Well, then we could head to the tavern to meet with the Lord and refresh ourselves.
Oh, very good. I imagine that's where Boston is as well.
Sparkalonius, roll a perception check.
I've got a 19.
Hey, that's a good number. Sparkalonius, as you guys are headed in to the bar to Sylvana's, you hear somehow a very characteristic snore. It's coming from the stables.
Oh, I've been in this situation before. Well, since we're heading to the bar, it's best not to wake him. We'll come back after we've concluded our business there. I double check and make sure that it's sparse, and I lean my body over into the stable pen.
I mean, now that you've said that, I have to roll. If I roll a 1, it's not Barson, and I have to make up someone else. Okay, no, it's Barson.
Yep, that's what I thought. All right. Well,
yep.
he needs
Barson
a
is
speedy
he's
rest.
passed out. He's got a blanket.
That's
There are
nice.
fewer bottles in the back of the wagon than you would surmise.
How
Aw.
How expensive would you say this blanket looks?
Not.
Got it.
He may have found it.
Got it. Yeah. No, let's get a move on before he wakes up. We'll come and
He's
find him later.
surviving.
He'll be all right.
Oh, buddy. Surviving but not thriving.
I don't know. I mean,
This is
Barson
Boston
seems happy
thriving,
most of the
actually.
time.
All right.
Okay. Now that we've checked in on him, we've seen that he's safe, healthy, and happy. Into the bar. The bar is loud and boisterous. Many groups of people are huddled around the various tables and booths along the walls. The bar stools are more full than empty. Thursday's a popular night here at Sylvanas. There's no one currently up on stage, but you do see Sparkalonius with your excellent 19 perception. You do see Lutimus tuning his lute near the stage. He's looking at it. He's looking at it hungrily.
Sparkalonius shouts, "Hey, Lutimus! Good luck tonight!"
He smiles at you. He gives you a thumbs up. Another
Sparkalonius
shout
leans,
rings out.
Sparkalonius leans over to Thaddeus. That guy's gonna bomb.
All right. Unfortunately, my boss is calling, so I have to be away for a second.
Sure.
Let's talk some more shit on Lutimus, alright? So
Oh,
Damn, the
Lutimus.
Lutimus fucking files. Let's rail this man.
he doesn't even know how many strings go on that.
Embarrassing. What's that? What else?
He only knows toddy ballads. He doesn't
Shit.
even know any about war.
What an absolute fool. Two
Gotta
more.
play the field. Two more, alright.
Just kidding. You don't have to keep going.
So his wig is not freshly powdered.
Shit. Like
You
how
don't
old
have a
is
wig?
how old is the powder?
You don't know that. By my estimation, he's going on at least 4 days of powdering there.
Jesus, Varson.
He needs to tap his foot or he loses his rhythm.
Shit. Poor guy. That was good. That was good. I'm glad you did that.
Sort of lost steam there at the end.
No, I mean not every fact.
That's what happens
is...
when you're made of a liquid.
Yeah, I mean it's not all gonna be banger facts about a man, you know.
But they are all facts.
They are all facts, 100%. They are all true.
Does he just go by Lutimus, or does he have a last name?
That was all
He's like
Barson
Beyonce.
facts. Oh, Lutimus. Oh man, is it Beyonce?
No, we all go. All musicians go by one word name. It's a law.
So once you like pass bard
Is this going to be a
school-
fact about the world that Gabe doesn't know, and then he's going to come back at one point and introduce a two-named musician, and we're all going to like suspect him?
I'm gonna report
Yeah.
this man to the
You're gonna have
authorities.
to kill him on principle.
Arrest this man.
We're already pretty leery of everything that Gabe describes. Like we just checked out that path really hard because we didn't trust it.
There may have been elven children down that path wanting us to rescue their cat.
Or yep, or a big tiger in a tree.
Or a big tiger in a tree, a dragon.
That's where the dragon
Yeah,
lives.
I mean, Harbo, I think on any given circumstance would have gone to check out the path, but he is far too distracted.
We're kind of on a time crunch too because
Yeah.
there are goblins in peril there currently. We were just kind of hoping that the Lord's info will be helpful to us.
Right. I mean, I think that most of this is just to check in with the Lord and a resupply because we haven't finished the Lord's mission, so I don't know
Yeah,
why the
and we
Lord would
have-
give us the info, right? Like
We have a longer trip to the goblins too.
right, I think we're just checking in and maybe updating him with what we've done with the kobolds for the most part, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I was just clarifying for me.
Yeah, the local merchant situation is helped.
Well, I am stoked to listen to all of that on my re-listen and see what all that was about. Um,
Oh no, you're gonna learn
Anywho.
about the
Merchant
law about how
situation
musicians can only be
is
named one-word names.
It's true.
because that was the crew causing the biggest localized trouble. Like their roots aren't broken, and now we can tell the Lord that's our next step. But like that was the squad, even by their own word, tasked with causing trouble on the road.
I'll say, as far as exposition goes, correct, entirely correct.
Yeah.
The
We're about
immediate
to find out.
problem is solved currently, at
Yeah,
least until they need more money.
I want to
Also-
hear from the
Dragon
Lord.
tribute.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point. I like Haribo doesn't feel the situation is solved, but the thing that the Lord sent us to do is technically checked off as far as like his quest ended at that bullet point, even if there's more bullet points.
Harbo's not gonna know.
Yeah.
Nope. He's
At this point,
busy.
it feels like the introduction of a diplomatic question for the Lord or something. You know, is he willing to
The
hire
diplomatic question
kobolds
is
to
kobolds?
protect the roads? Is that
What
okay?
I think
but
we
we're about
should-
to find out, I suppose.
I think we should wing it once we get in there.
We're already in there, and after
Oh,
you
shit,
call out
okay.
to Ludimus, a loud voice rings out across the bar. Hail to the conquering heroes! I trust you've dealt with our nuisance problem. Yes. And looking across the bar, you see tucked into a booth is Lord Ungar Thorn, and he raises a tankard to all of you, and the bar, as is their wont, all raises their tankards to you and goes rah. And then he does beckon after the tumult has died down. He doesn't necessarily beckon to all three of you, so what do the three of you do?
Well,
Sparklonius
I would
goes and
certainly
sits
go
down
over
at the
to the
booth.
Lord.
Thaddeus is going to the Lord. Sparklonius and Marjorie.
If Sparklonius can beat Thaddeus over to the booth, he's gonna sit down.
Okay, we'll resolve that here in a second. Marjorie, what's up?
Is there what else? Anyone else of note do I happen to see in the bar?
Just perception check. Perception check me.
Oh, fair
More
enough.
notable than Ludimus, that's like a given.
And the two of you are going to have a dexterity contest,
That was
unfortunately,
very
to see who can get to the Lord fastest.
You're not gonna like this, Thaddeus.
What did you just roll?
A natural 20.
No. I don't know why I'm even going to bother rolling. Yeah, because
He looks over where
Experience.
Sparkalonius was, and then he looks back, and Sparkalonius is next to the
He
Lord.
already at the table.
Always roll at every opportunity. It's my best way to give you experience.
I don't know if you can see it, but it's a
What?
nat 20.
No!
Dex modifier check.
Oh
Dex
my
modifier off?
god!
Yeah,
Double
I
nat
think
20.
you may lose this one.
They
I think I am
sit
gonna
on
lose
each
this
other's
one.
My
laps.
dex modifier is a +3.
Mine is a 1.
Oh.
Oh my
You just-
god!
You just don't even think about it. You don't even worry about it. I am just goopy right behind you, but not fast enough to get around you.
I am
No,
blown
you-
away.
Thaddeus, you put a hand into Sparkalonius, pushing him
Oh.
aside to get to the Lord faster. You arrive at the Lord with some Sparkalonius on you.
Stuff.
Stuff. It is
I don't know how
canonically
that
known as
feels,
Sparklonius stuff.
but you don't notice until you get to the Lord because you're very focused on doing exactly what he commands.
You almost pushed
Um,
you almost pushed my pot out of me.
Just right out the back of him.
Oh.
You don't actually push Sparkalonius, but when you push his pot out, you make him chase his pot, so it's like you pushed him.
Bloop.
Oh,
The mind movie of that is very silly.
It's so funny.
The Lord looks at you, Thaddeus. You can tell from your knowledge of the Lord that he has already had a few tankards of whatever is in them. And he says, Thaddeus, I trust everything went well. Mission report.
my lord. And I would give him the full report. Well, I'm going to keep it brief, knowing that he's already
Yeah, what are the
least
essential details that you give
on
him?
his way to being inebriated. That we discovered the goblins. We've addressed the
Kobolds.
goblin problem.
Sparklonia says he says kobolds.
Oh, yes, that's it. Apparently on my way over, I grabbed several tankards and drank them myself. So
His breath is just
So-
so strong that you're
Yeah,
getting
I'm
drunk
just
off
like,
booze.
and let him know that we discovered the stronghold. We've dealt with the leader of the stronghold. There is additional work to do. We would love his advice upon, but the immediate threat has been curtailed.
Barcolonius, what do you have to say? Anything?
Well-
You just hanging out?
To be honest, I was going to tell him a funny little story, a little bit of preamble, but instead
Well,
I
he's
think I'm
looking at
going
you.
to do this, seeing at the Lord's state at this moment. Check this shit out, Lord Ungar.
And Sparklonius slams his hand on the table in front of everyone here, and his horn sort of comes out of his side, and he plays a jaunty little tune. And as Sparklonius lifts up his hand, we see, as if created magically, an anvil with a little dude standing over it flexing. And it shimmers softly. If the Lord happens to touch it, other things will happen.
Yeah, all right. You got me. You drunk lord. All right, he's gonna touch this thing. What is
Yeah.
the little dude? What's he like? Is he made of metal? What is?
The whole thing is one piece, and it appears to be made of like iron.
He's gonna try and grab the little dude.
Little dude picks him up. It's attached to the anvil by his feet. It's all one piece, and
Okay.
he hears music softly.
Just like, do other people hear it, or is it just him?
Just him touching it.
What? What?
That's pretty cool, right?
Thaddeus, touch this man.
Thaddeus holds up his left hand and says, I'm afraid I already have, sir.
That was awesome.
We should do a duo act sometime.
And that's exactly how Lord Thorn reacts as well. And once he gets over his fit of laughter, he says, "Actually, I have one question before we see what he says. Did any of you explain to him the diplomatic next steps of what was going on? That there was
I
an
don't think
offer
now's the
for
time.
kobolds to guard the road? No.
I told him that there was more about the situation that we needed to discuss and get his advice on.
Okay. Then he says, that is the best thing and the most funny thing that I have heard and seen in these many moons that I can remember. Huzzah to the two of you!" And he raises his tankard, and the rest of the bar also raises their tankards, and generally just huzzah. He says, "All right. It sounds like there's more work to do. But you guys have done good work. Good job. What did I say that I would do?
Well, why don't we see you in your office in the morning, and we can check on your paperwork maybe.
I'm sure I wrote it down.
And I
Right.
would also let the Lord know about the fires I saw to the south.
Yeah, what's that about?
Not that he will remember this come morning time.
Also, there's a little kobold running around. He's cool. He's with us. His name is
Oh,
Gib.
Gib
is
here.
Gib with them or is Gib with me?
I think
Where's
Gibbs
Gib
is
with
Gibbs
Marjorie.
me?
Gibbs with them. Gibbs with Grace. Gibbs with
Ooh.
Marjorie for sure.
Oh yeah, never
Um,
mind.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
he is.
Okay.
Wow, killed my ally and stole him.
A lot of different topics touched on right there. All right. The Lord actually, when you guys mentioned the smoke to the south, the Lord actually says, don't worry about that. Mundane said that it was fine.
Oh, okay. I
He's
trust
got
the
it
wizard.
taken care of. It's all part of his plan to protect the valley, I suppose. Wizard stuff. I don't know.
Hmm.
Well, congratulations, to you, and to the other ones wherever they went. First round is on Lord Thorn, and he dismisses you with a swig of his tankard.
All right.
Wait,
we
before
will.
we go, Lord Ungar, would you mind, you're paying for the first one, I really appreciate that. Would you mind just throwing it as hard as you can into me? Just give it a good throw.
I'm
Sparklonius-
sorry.
Sparklonius steps about 10 feet away.
Just so we're clear, you want me to throw the money at you or
No,
the alcohol?
The whole tankard, cup and all.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
No need to make a big deal out of it.
I'm gonna make a big deal out of it.
I'm gonna make a big deal out of it.
And after some hurried conversation, alcohol is provided to Thaddeus and to Marjorie. Thaddeus, you get whatever you usually get at the at Sylvanas. What is that?
That is a tankard of dark ale.
A tankard of dark ale for Thaddeus. Murky and foaming.
Indeed.
Marjorie, you were delivered a tankard of red wine.
I hope it's not foamy.
Gib
blood.
gets a
It's
sippy
not,
cup
but
of
it is
ale.
way too much. It is like
Like
it's
a bottle of
7/8 of
wine.
a bottle
Oh.
into a tankard.
Oh.
So do with that what you will.
Drink it.
Definitely just taking little tiny sips.
Sure it would give.
Yeah, I
Gib
find
fucking
another
hammered.
cup and I pour a little bit so he can lick out of it if he wants.
How much wine do you give Gib?
What size
Six.
cups do I have?
Sixth of my
Any
7/8.
size that you want. It's a bar.
Okay,
Gib has no standards. He'll drink out of anything.
it's true. I probably find just like a tin cup, like a I don't
A
know,
Moscow
maybe
Mule cup.
yeah, the Moscow Mule cup, and I fill it maybe like 3/4, so that way if he like spills it, there's a little bit more room. If he wiggles his arms.
He takes it in both of his little grippy hands, and he laps at it like a cat.
Oh man.
Gib, is
And then
this your first time having wine?
Ironbones kept what little we got. We tend to break a lot of the bottles that we find. But yeah, no, none for us. Also, I'm pretty recent on this mortal plane. So not a lot of opportunities.
Gib's a baby.
All
Go.
kobolds are babies.
Go slow. Slow sips.
Go slow, sweetie.
Yes. Yes, master.
Fuck.
How loudly does he say that, or is it just like
into his wine.
okay?
He is taking slow sips, but he's taking them often.
Perfect.
One long, slow sip.
Every time you look at him, he is slowly sipping, but you swear that he must be pausing between the times that you're looking at him. He has to be because there's still wine in his glass. Um,
And surely they didn't refill his cup.
Certainly not. They wouldn't do that.
They wouldn't dare.
Okay, there felt like there was one other thing I had to resolve, and it was
Sparkalonius and the Lord.
yes, it was
He's making a
Sparkalonius
big
and the
deal out of
Lord.
it.
Yes, he is making a big deal out of it. The Lord confers with some folks and also with Sylvana, and he is brought a like like a small barrel. I don't know what that's called. You know those little like
Oh, yeah.
that fit under an arm. You know,
They have a specific term. I can't remember what that is.
right? But whatever that is, we all know what we're imagining now. He has brought one of those, and he says, this is filled. This is filled with
Oh,
This is filled with mead aged in dragon seer husks.
Okay.
And he takes the small barrel under his arm and he folds it back over his shoulder.
No,
and
no,
he
no.
just-
I'm going to avoid this one.
Oh
Don't,
no!
throw,
But
don't you throw that big thing at me. I'm very small. I'm just a young lad.
Dodges
unfortunately,
it.
he is drunk and hype.
That'll kill me. Sparkalonius is
You
gonna
don't
do
want
his
you don't
best.
want to try it. You don't want to try and
Sparkalonius
absorb
is-
the barrel full of alcohol.
Sparkalonius is
gonna
gonna do his
dodge
best
it.
to just try and catch it.
He said, no, no, no. I'm gonna dodge that one.
All right. Well, it's much too late, so I guess I have to roll for it now.
That's so funny.
What is Lord Thorn's bonus?
does he have drunk strength added to that?
I feel like maybe I should roll disadvantage because he is drunk.
I think that makes sense.
Okay.
But I'm biased.
Oh,
I'm not gonna
two
lie.
nat
I'm a biased
20s.
party.
Okay.
dead.
How's an 11?
Bad.
Bad.
Compared
Does an
to
11
a 19.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Can
Well,
can I just catch it with my body? I'm just gonna it's gonna be in me for a second, and then I'm just gonna plop it onto the ground and say, no, 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 I just need one cup.
Okay, I think then I would call this a dexterity save. I will say it is against I will say let's call it 12.
Oh yeah, I mean it's 19.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Yes, then you as he hucks this at you, you you sort of gel sort of how to describe the way that
How do you
Sparkalonius
do
moves.
this?
Just blob
the
out.
image in my mind is very clear. The description is
As a
difficult
bonus
because
action, I can shape myself. I can undo having arms and a head. I can revert to a shapeless blob, and I just absorb that impact, and then it plops out of me, and I reshape myself back into Sparkalonius.
Yeah, so this is sort of a disconcerting moment for everybody because Sparkalonius loses all of the components that make him humanoid.
Mm-hmm.
And he, using his basically amorphous upper torso, catches and sort of in an S shape brings around and redirects the motion of
Onto
this
a table.
barrel onto a table where it like skitters and then stands upright. And the bar is all like, "Whoa!"
And then Sparkalonius reforms, and he gives a finger gun to the Lord. And Sparkalonius said, "I only need one glass." And he grabs a nearby cup, gets one cupful of the dragon's ale out of the keg, throws the cup directly into the air. I'll make a performance check. Don't worry. Throws the cup directly into the air. I am gonna roll the performance check now. And I get to add double my proficiency bonus now because I'm level 3. So that's a 13 plus 4 is a 17. I think I can throw a cup directly into the air. I do that, and then Sparkalonius catches the cup in his body, and he says,
And thank you, I've been your opening act, Sparkalonius. Let's all hear it for Ludimus!
No, he was not planning on playing, I imagine.
Um.
and then Sparkalonius is going to exit the bar.
Okay. Roll a charisma save with advantage.
That's going to be a 22.
Lord Ungar Thorn is almost literally bowled over by your performance. He falls backwards in his chair and lies splayed in the booth for a second, collecting himself with how stunned he is. With your performance all the way through, the bar is just erupts. It's wild. You leave under torrents of alcohol that is being thrown in the air in your honor, and you go outside.
This is a very wet bar now.
It's a very wet bar. I mean,
Keep
you
off of the floor. Everyone needs to pick Gib up.
Gib has been doused.
Oh, Gib.
Got 2 Haribo alone at his house.
Yeah, no, this is a great time to cut to Haribo at his house. Haribo, talk to me about the direction of your research question mark with the belt. What is it that you're up to here?
So, first, I would like to posit, just for the narrative of it, that if I have it fill one of my slots, the homunculus, like, it doesn't have to be a physical homunculus ever, but I'm curious if I could just have it on and it could be like my little AI Jeeves. I keep imagining it like Cortana, from like Halo. Just like a little dude that like joins you and can chat with you and blah blah blah. Maybe I can make checks through of some kind. But I'm just curious on that because I've just been curious about the working of that. Like, I don't want necessarily a physical homunculus like I imagined it would be if I summoned it and spent the time making it. I just kind of thought that the belt could have like a fun little AI guy.
Okay.
Like, I would have it, but my thought would be that it doesn't need to be an active infusion. It just is an infusion that I know I have learned, right? Just because it isn't doing anything that a homunculus would do, like deliver my spells or be a physical body in the space. It is just a talker.
So it's just an NPC, is what you're saying?
Yes, that is my pitch exactly for the AI of the belt. Like, have a homunculus that is an AI NPC, AI in quotations, right? That's its concept.
I mean, I don't know why we have to add mechanics to it. The belt has AI.
I just wanted to make sure that was chilled because I don't want to have an infusion.
Oh yeah, no,
you know
the belt's
what I mean? Like,
from space, my
narratively,
guy.
you know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
I just want to have a thing in place that I'm not like just fucksing around with things.
You have prototype Delta Tech.
I guess I'm playing in D&D with a space
stuff.
belt. So I have this. We zoom in on Haribo's yurt. It's nighttime. It's dark. He is bent over one of his workshop tables, and he is working hard on trying to open the belt. He has a mini smelter on his desk that is going. He has plopped in like 10 of the gold coins to melt them down into like actual liquid gold. And he's working on doing that right now because he's gonna like try to replace some of the broken pieces with this gold. And see if he can get an idea on what is working and what is like what functions are here. Like I know M knows level 3. I have these functions with the belt, but Haribo is curious. Like, is it has it connected to the home servers? Can I call for help?
Haribo, the
I-
character, wants to run some diagnostics for sure.
Exactly.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay. The holdup for me is just sort of trying to figure out what kind of D&D skill this will be, as far as how good your investigations go. I'm leaning either sleight of hand or investigation. Happy to accept pitches for other skills if other skills appeal to you.
Let's look at my character sheet.
Arcana could also. Well, no, you're not a magic friend. You don't
Yeah,
believe
I've
in it.
thought about that a bit. Yeah, no, investigation I like, because it feels like I would have proficiency in whatever this skill is, and I have proficiency in investigation, so
Yeah, take investigation.
that feels
sounds great.
tracks. Okay, that's a 13.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, with proficiency my bonus would be a 15.
All right. Can you give me a quick rundown mechanically of the abilities that you have chosen for your belt, so I can give them back to you narratively?
Oh yeah. So let me look at this real quick. Oh boy.
Yeah, just tell me, broad strokes, what are the big things you can do with it, so I can give you what's operational.
The things I can do with it, I mean, the things that are operational right now are enhanced defense and goggles of night. Repeating shot is one that Harbo is aware that can function because it has functioned. I have just currently turned that one off for goggles of night. And then the homunculus, which hasn't come out as like a little projection yet, but that is the one that is active, and that's the one I was curious about there. But enhanced defense and goggles of night are on.
Okay. So you I think with a 13 you are able to suss out that the like some of the recon capabilities of this are back online, and some of the defense capabilities of this are back online, which is excellent. It can at low danger levels function in the way that it was intended to. The artificial assistant and guidance system is apparently operational, but something is wrong with the connection to the 3D AV projection system. So that's why you're not hearing or seeing it, despite the little light being on. You've melted enough gold to try and fix that, though.
Yeah, that is definitely the goal there. I'm gonna fix that and see if I see any other things that I can. I think I'm gonna use the gold as sort of like a bolster material, because I think once it hard, I guess gold is soft, but I don't know. That's just what I'm gonna.
I mean,
call
the
it.
channels are there, and gold is conductive. Like
Yeah.
I could see it being sort of threaded this way. I imagine if this is the route that Haribo is choosing to go, then it is the right route, because Haribo is a Delta technician. And so there are grooves where a conductive material is supposed to go that the hardened conductive material has popped out of. So you simply need to melt that down and refill those.
Yeah,
now
this
that
is
you've
a
had a good look
solution,
at it.
not the best solution, and that's okay for Haribo, because once it's up, we can work on getting it to the best. But we just have to turn it on and get things rolling. So that is what Haribo is working on. He's working on the fine work of getting this gold turned into, I don't know, like the tiny fine gold lines that he's gonna need to clip and put in there lightly.
And then give me a sleight of hand with advantage.
$15.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you definitely, I mean, yeah, you know exactly what you're doing, and the grooves are already present, and you've already figured out the lens mechanism that allows you to sort of zoom in and do this precise work. So yeah, the camera is zoomed in on Haribo, hard at work filling in the lines on his space age circuit board. And the camera then comes back to Marjorie. Marjorie, do you happen to remember what your check was for scanning the bar?
Yes, it was a 16.
Okay. With a 16, you cast about the bar and you see a few different groups of interest. You obviously Ludimus. You see Ludimus, who he's taking the stage. Um,
How does he look? Does he look sad now that Sparkalonius is totally taken over the room?
He looks fired up. I would say his expression says fired up. His body language says nervous. He is coming out looking hungry and ready to perform to the best of his abilities, but he is very sweaty. You also see the gambling teens. They are seated at a booth tonight, and they are playing gin rummy. Over at the bar, you see Sylvana. She's still out. She's tending bar tonight. You see at the bar. Sorry, I'm having to make some NPC choices here, and it's taking slightly longer than I would have hoped.
No, take the moment to make the right choice or to feel the right choice out.
I'm taking a long look.
Yeah, Marjorie's like, who the fuck is over there? I swear, can you move, sir? Sir, out of the way. I can't see who's behind you.
I keep having to check on Gib because he's both wet and drunk.
Are you checking on Gib? Or are you? I'm not going to allow myself to be distracted by Gib right now.
We're all distracted by Gib, Gabe.
Because like the first instinct is to have Neville there, but A, I don't remember what his voice sounds like, and B, I don't really want to do Neville stuff right now. So the person of interest that you see at the bar is a gnome seated on a booster stool up at the bar, drinking a lager from a tankard almost half as big as she is.
Oh, you mean Noman Rockwell? You didn't like that? I thought that was pretty good. All right.
I thought it was pretty good. It's a pretty good.
I did laugh. I'm so sorry that I was muted.
It's a pretty good gnome pun, but it only hit on the gnome side. It didn't hit on the Rockwell side, I don't think.
Do they look like Sam Rockwell?
It's just a gnome.
All right, I mean, hell yeah, Norman Rockwell.
Norman
Rockwell.
Okay. I think.
Did you want Noman Rock Gnome? That's not as good, is it?
I don't actually know. I think the double gnome pun there is pretty good.
Noman Rock
I don't. That got me.
You're right. The first one didn't, but that one
Noman
got you.
Rock
All right. Noman Rock Gnome.
Noman Rockwell.
Gib is doing like floor angels.
Oh.
Good lord.
Oh, Stinky. Gib, stand up. Go drink some water. Gib,
what?
Go drink some water.
Yes, master. And he
Don't.
he's swimming. He's swimming away.
Oh. Okay. Is there anything? What vibes am I getting from Norman Rock Gnome?
So much better. You're totally right. That's so much better.
Which I guess somehow I just know that that's her name.
It's not.
It is now. Yes, and Gabriel.
I refuse. She had a name already.
Noman Rock. You're telling
It's on the front of her store.
You're telling me her name is not Noman Rock Gnome.
Maybe she changed it because
Noman Rock Gnome is so much of a better gnome than the character that you may or may not be about to meet. She is. What was your question? I'm sorry.
what vibes is she giving off? Like, because some people give off vibes of like, you can come up to me, and some give off vibes like absolutely not. And I feel like as an urchin, I want
Oh
to.
no, she's got come up to me vibes.
All right, then I'm gonna come on up to her.
All right.
I am. Let's see, what am I gonna do? Let me. I am going to while I walk up to her, I'm going to just grab an empty cup from a table and bring it up to the bar where she is and gesture to the bartender to to fill my cup with do they have a nice cider maybe at the bar?
Absolutely.
You finish your
Absolutely,
cup
they
of
do.
bottle of wine?
I didn't. I wanted to have a reason to
Set
come
it
up to the
down.
bar.
Cup of bottle of wine is awesome.
I gave my cup of bottled wine. I left it on the table where Thaddeus and the Lord are. If they feel up to enjoying that wine, that's on them.
You
Gib
went
is
over to
no
talk to
longer.
Thaddeus and the Lord?
Well, no, I kind of just like set it on the corner as I walked by. They're probably being loud, people and not noticing me, and I'm gonna sneak. I'm just gonna have a mission.
You know, that's fair. That they definitely wouldn't, and they were definitely being loud. All right.
Mhm.
You sidle up to the bar and you gesture to Sylvana, and she takes your goblet. You indicate to her that you would like the cider, and she pours you the cider. Is a regional staple. It's a dragon sear cider. And do you take a swig of it?
I do. I don't get a big swig, but I do. I sip it.
It is sweet and spicy.
Ooh. Hmm.
It's
I make
tasty.
that.
It's a
I
little
make
like
that
it's a
sound.
little candy. It's like it borders on candy, but the spice brings it back.
Hmm. Oh. Um. I look over at the Norman. Okay, whatever the gnome. I look over at her.
Gnome and rock gnome.
You said that it was not their name, and I was trying.
We haven't learned their name yet.
I'm gonna ask her name.
Do it then.
What's your name? What is your name? If it's not Gnome and Rock, no.
Oh, good to see you. Bryrene of Bryrene's Grand Shop. Good to meet you.
Grand shop
She
of what?
Grand Shop of everything. Grand Shop of what do you want?
It's a good slogan.
Grand shop
should
of
put it
what do
on
you
the-
want?
It's already on the awning.
Nice
And
to
if
meet
you're
you,
saying things, I
Bree.
can't hear you.
Oh, I am. Dang. Nice to meet you, Bree. How long have you lived here to have your grand shop of whatever you want?
Well, the Grand Shop is grand no matter how long it's been there, but I've been around for I think it's been 6 years. That sounds right. It's been a while, but not like a long while, if you know what I mean.
I don't. Um,
youngsters.
Does she say that?
Yes.
Let's see. What do I want to know from Bree? I don't. Man, I don't know.
So what's your name?
Marjorie.
So Marjorie. And she gets in and she leans in.
mm, mm.
Marjorie, what do you want?
I want right now. I want you to not be so up in my grill.
And just as slowly she slides
Personal
backwards.
space.
Perfect. Thank you.
What do you want?
It's eerie way of putting that. What do I want? Oh god.
I didn't realize this was going to be such a difficult question for you. I meant like an object, like
Yeah.
what do you want?
I
What
would.
can I put into your pocket, Marjorie, in exchange
Oh.
for gold coins?
And the sky's the limit, huh? Whatever I'm looking for.
Whatever you want, as many as you've got gold coins for.
All right. I would like. Can I purchase like better armor or like find better armor? Is that something I can do? I'm asking you, Gabe. Gabe, that.
I could find you
Um,
better armor.
I mean, you
For
can
gold?
definitely find better armor in town. The question is always whether or not you can pay for it. You do have, I think you've got a pretty expanded list. Anything, almost any armor you can probably wear.
Mhm.
I actually have
Alright.
the page of armors pulled up right now because I was looking through to see what I could afford as well. So I will just put this into the podcast chat for you.
Neato.
I can't afford the armor I want, so I'm not going to worry about the thing I'm doing right now.
Oh. I want to ask see if I can get information from her. So I feel like that's also something you can buy monies with. But I don't know. I don't know what information for our quests I think she could help us with. I have a question about your neighbors. Can you tell me anything more about Neville?
So you're one of those impermanent types.
In training, perhaps?
Okay. Well, for questions of impermanence, I do recommend payment up front. It does ensure a level of accuracy.
Let's say, hypothetically, what would the payment be?
10 gold coins.
10 gold coins. That's some expensive information there, Bree.
10 gold coins. That was awesome.
10 gold coins. Is it how tasty is this information? If it's 10 gold coins, it better be tasty.
Is 10 gold coins tasty?
I don't like Bree. Bree gives Grace the heebie-jeebies. The heebie-jeebies.
That's saying something to come from the necromancer.
How does Marjorie feel about Bree? Marjorie feels like a cool customer. She's an urchin and
It's
a necro
true.
urchin at that.
It's true, but she's piloted by someone who's not. I'm gonna try and haggle this price. What do we say about 8 gold coins?
Oh,
We'll say that it'll be worth 2 gold coins less.
Bree.
However, she says, and she reaches into. I didn't describe what she was wearing. She's wearing a She's dressed like a marching band marshal, a little bit. I think both in the style and the color choices. She's got the epaulets and all of that, and it is green trimmed in gold. And she reaches into the breast pocket of her coat, and she pulls out a small piece of paper, and she says, "However, if you would be willing to promise the 8 gold pieces now, and perhaps sign this bit of paper, I could give you many more gold pieces worth of information."
Bree, that sounds sus as hell. Can I see what the paper says before I sign it?
Obviously. What kind of crazy
Obviously.
person would even consider not showing you the piece of paper?
What it?
She is so sus. Oh my god. Obviously.
What does the piece of paper say? Should she hand
These
it
are
to
the
me?
reasons why I should never be in sales.
That was awesome.
Okay. The piece of paper basically says that the person signing is entitled to all of the information that the provider can provide.
Why did she
With a
have
lot
that?
of addendums about like bodily health and financial ruin and all of that.
Sure.
Boilerplate, you know.
Yeah, safety. And then I have to have something that makes you want the deal, also, don't I?
No, thank you.
No, wait, no. The information is what you want. Is what you want. The agreement is that that you will come into Bryrene's grand shop and spend no less than 25 gold pieces within the month.
Within the month.
Within the month. Should
Is
you
there-
fail to do
I was gonna
so,
say, what's the or else?
Arrested.
should you fail to do so, Bryene is entitled to confiscate 50 gold pieces worth of your possessions.
Oh, that's not a good deal at all.
I barely have 50.
That's what the
gold
paper
pieces.
says. I mean,
Well-
only if you don't pay 25 gold pieces.
Also,
I guess
buy
that's-
25 gold pieces worth of goods. It's not just pay 25. So that's a bonus
That's
too.
true.
You can
Also,
upgrade
this is
some
on top
stuff
of the
and-
8 that you said you're willing to pay now.
Right.
Dang, on top of it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Player Grace is forgetting how is that like the money system? Is there
Okay. So there's 2 answers to this question. In world, this is a lot of money.
Okay.
This is $350.
Oh,
To you, perhaps this isn't a lot of money because you were just given $500. Maybe you're feeling rich.
I have $500?
You were given
Yeah.
50 gold
50.
pieces, so you is 250 is 25
Got it,
25 gold
got it.
pieces right now. So
How much is okay. Okay. All right, sure. Money means nothing, I guess. I I guess I'll sign her, or I don't. Yeah, I'll sign the contract or the agreement.
Okay. You sign the contract. Make a dexterity save.
Oh, beans. Oh, why was it sign dexterity? Okay, what is my stats? +1. Okay, that would be a 15.
Okay, nothing happens.
Oh,
You sign the contract, and once you've signed it, with one swift movement, Brirene tucks it back into her pocket,
I instantly regret doing this.
maybe into the other pocket. And Brirene says, "All right, now that all of the formalities are taken care of, what can I do for you? Ask me your questions, and I'll give you my knowledge." You wanted to know about Neville, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's a weird old coot, isn't he?
Oh. Well,
That's what you got for 33 gold pieces. He's a weird old coot.
I'm gonna have to do things to breathe then, I guess.
No, don't look at me like that. I can say a little bit more than that. I know why he's, or at least how he's weird.
Is that
I'm
is
gonna
that
have
his
to
butt?
do things to Bree, I
Is
guess.
it his butt?
No, you pervert.
Is it
It's not his butt. I know that he has a well-developed ass, but damn, why do you have to bring it up like that?
He has two other
It
dimensions.
makes a man feel
Grace.
bad.
I mean, Marjorie.
I can tell you this. He keeps weird hours. He's up late into the night, and sometimes he's asleep. Sometimes he's asleep during the day. His lights are on way into the night, and sometimes weird colored smokes come out of his smokestack chimney.
He's got a smokestack and a chimney. What a
Hold
weirdo.
on.
So I'm gonna have Breeze. Stupid. What a waste of.
What else do you want to know?
But
You get
now you
25
get
gold
to
of
spend
items for
25 gold.
You get 25 gold of items with 20 gold, and you get the knowledge that Bree has, which is that this was a ripoff.
But now you get to spend 25 more gold.
Fucking rocks all over again.
You got fucking robbed. Oh my god.
I will say, in
He's
my
up
own
late.
defense, this is all. It's all that Brirene knows about Neville,
100%.
Okay.
who does not live in town.
Very funny.
Oh,
my
boy,
God.
but that.
Yeah, no matter what, it's a funny exchange.
That is so gold.
Just have to clarify for the sake of the narrative moving forward. You could ask her about other stuff also.
Anything.
Really, anything. But I cannot, if you ask her about stuff she doesn't know about, she's going to give you bad answers.
But she will give you an answer.
She's going to try. You paid her 33 gold pieces.
Oh man.
Oh my god. That's so funny. Poor Grace.
Hey, Grace is really trying to figure out 225 gold worth of questions right now.
Man, we started the session by saying you gotta urch him before you get urched, and you got urched so hard, like right away.
It's because Grace is not an urchin.
Honestly, I would have taken the deal too. That's just the funniest part of it. Is like I was like nodding along, like, yeah, that's a pretty good deal. Because like you're gonna go spend money anyway, so why not just spend it there
Okay,
for
so
the
I'm
discount?
evil. Can I do things to Bree in revenge for stealing my money?
What do you want to do, evil character in a crowded bar?
Publicly
Not a
or
crowded bar.
Yes, a
No.
crowd.
Oh,
It's a
it's
crowded bar. We
Wait, no, yeah, I'm not gonna
made
do
a
it in a
point
crowd.
of
No,
it.
no, I'm not doing. You know,
I understand what you're saying now.
not in a crowded bar?
later.
um,
I mean, with the game is sort of your mindscape. Whatever you can imagine, we can
D&D.
attempt.
wait,
But actions have consequences.
I'm gonna ask her about what is the wizard's name that we haven't talked to yet. Is he a wizard? Mondane. I'm gonna ask her about that guy. Maybe she knows anything about him, but and that might change my later actions depending on.
All right, I'm gonna give you one more chance.
I'm not giving her more money.
Here's 33 more gold. Now,
I'm just curious because usually people like to gossip. Usually there's some small town. This is a small town.
I mean, also as Gabe said, if you asked her about anyone that lived in the city, she might know more, and that's one Mondane.
Now, Mondane. Now that's one shifty character. He almost never comes out of his tower.
Oh my god!
He maybe only comes into the bar maybe once, maybe twice a month. But you see all sorts of crazy things through those windows. And I would say it would not be hard for you to remember that Mondane's tower, while being tall, is not smooth.
Oh, so she's been climbing the walls to look through the windows.
She's a snoop. And like a pretty determined one too, it seems like. He's got a whole library in there. He's got a room just for experiments. Man, it's hard to describe magic, but you see different things floating and coming together into shapes, and then the lights change, you know? I've been all over, but I can't say I've ever seen that before. Then in another room, he's just got a bed.
And he sleeps in it.
I've never seen him sleep in it.
How novel.
It's always made, but I never see him in it. I've checked many different hours.
Oh my gosh.
What are the hours of this general store if the owner is always out and about snooping?
Whenever I'm not snooping,
The sign on the front is flipped to out snooping.
out snooping.
Yep, it's got like a hand-drawn version of the emoji eyes in the style of like Gone Fishing.
Out snooping.
Sundial, not a clock.
All right. Well.
Okay. No, I want to give you a tasty bit of information. I'm just trying to think of like what you guys are gonna find tasty. Because like what I've just given you could have been tasty. You don't know anything about Mondane. Like I can't really tie it to any quests that you already have. Like he's doing magic in there, and he's got a library, and he's a shifty character. We don't. Bryareen doesn't trust him.
Hmm.
And I don't
Neither
trust
does
Bryareen.
Tamagotchi.
Yeah.
He doesn't tip.
All right.
I mean, if you have
I
like. Okay, well, Bryareen says, "Well, it seems you're a little perplexed with my mannerisms. But if you have any more questions, and you want to, cash out that 25 gold, I'm happy to answer anything you've got to ask. I've been Briarine, but I was here first. So if you want to stop talking to me, you gotta leave.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna go.
I saw
Yeah, I'm
this
gonna.
neat toadstool one time.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna do a quick gib check. I'm gonna cast my eyes around.
Yeah,
I need a GC stat.
one silly
This is just
character,
brief.
and I haven't been thinking about the other one.
I just want to look to see what's happening before I go talk to Thaddeus.
Gib is with the gambling teens.
From my brief look, can I tell from anyone's faces like how it's going?
It's going well. He's wearing eyeliner now.
Oh, all right. He's on. He'll be
That
fine.
sounds just like Ben and Sven.
I'm gonna go walk closer to Thaddeus, where Thaddeus and Lord are, and since they're probably in their cups and loud people, I'm gonna like listen in what they're talking about before I walk up to see if that gives me an idea on if it's anything interesting, anything I can kind of like enter into the conversation.
Okay. Well, the way that you've said that makes me want to make it something interesting. But
well,
because I haven't thought of anything interesting to say, the camera pans to Sparkalonius, who has just exited the bar. Sparkalonius, what are
perfect.
you about?
Sparkalonius is gonna go to the stables where Barson is asleep, and Sparkalonius is just gonna lie down next to him to scare him when he wakes up. Sparkalonius doesn't
That's
really need
horrible.
to sleep, he meditates, so he's just gonna get his quick 4 hours in and then be ready to spook Barson whenever he gets up.
Is this a thing that you do often?
Oh, as often as I possibly can.
Okay,
Barson
then
knows
I'm
what he
rolling with
does.
advantage.
Barson knows what he's done and he needs to be punished.
All right.
That's what my mom always said.
uh,
She didn't like
Barson-
Barson either.
Barson rolls over in his sleep and sort of adjusts himself, and his eyes like slowly flutter open, and then they get real big. But he doesn't make a sound, and he says, "Good to see you're back, boss."
Nice to see you too, Sparkalone. Nope, I'm Sparkalonius. Sorry, I just had a really great performance. I'm sort of high on my own supply right now. But yes, it's good to see you, Barson. You should get some rest. We have to go on a long trip tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, tomorrow. Where are we going?
The mountains.
Oh,
I've been meaning to say we're going to need your driving expertise. And then Sparkalonius toots out a guitar solo.
well, nothing makes me feel more ready for a road trip than tune of yours, Sparkalonius. Do we have a show date? Are we heading out for a concert? Leaving behind all these roofs,
it's
these
definitely
pumpkins.
It's definitely going to be a blast.
It's unnecessarily vague, but I believe in you.
That's
I know,
good.
I know
boss.
you
I'm
wouldn't
very
let me
glad.
down, right?
Let's just
you won't
say
let me down, boss.
let's just say it will lead to a lot of opportunities for us. I've
All
already
right.
got us the hookup.
All right,
on
I like
a-
opportunities. I do. All right.
It's called passive income, Barson. I've already got us the hookup on a merchant protection business.
Say less. Say
Less.
less. I like. I like passive income. Sounds great. Sounds great. I'm 115% on board.
All right, now go to sleep. Need you right and peppy in the morning, Barson.
Not
Not right now.
boss.
Peppy right now. Fine, also, but
I'll work on it. And he rolls over and he turns away from you, and like 20 seconds pass in silence, and then he says, "Boss,
Yes.
boss, are you awake?
Yeah.
Could you play me a lullaby?
Aw.
Play me that song. Play me that song I like."
All right. Sparkalonius, he gets his little horn out, and he tuts a very slow, small, lullaby, and he sings the words nice and low, where really only just me and Barson can hear. Sparkalonius, he says, "Play that funky music, white boy. Play that funky music right. Good night, Barson."
That is the
Good night,
best lullaby
Boston.
ever.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
You killed my
Yeah,
brother.
Gabe also
You
really
killed my
liked that one.
brother.
Yeah, we've gotten him a couple times tonight.
This has been one goofy fucking episode.
Sorry, everyone. I had to lie down for a second.
I had to lie down for a second. That's awesome. Sometimes I cut the post jokes, but that post joke feels like it belongs in there.
Okay. Yeah, Barson goes right to sleep. It's his favorite song. Absolutely. Yeah. Camera cuts back to Marjorie. Marjorie, you're eavesdropping on Thaddeus and Lord Ungar Thorn. Camera cuts back to Thaddeus and Lord Ungar Thorn. Lord Thorn leans into Thaddeus and he says, "So, what do you think of them? The adventurers, you know."
Well, they're growing on me for sure. They I'm glad I went with them because they are kind of squishy. But they're resourceful.
Okay. Okay. That's good to know. I'll think on it. Thank you, Thaddeus.
Indeed. And then Thaddeus is going to turn the conversation to the Lord about if there's anything he can do about his crop top armor.
I almost hadn't noticed that. Thaddeus. You
No,
make
I
the
like it that
wildest
way.
fashion choices. I just thought that was another one of your goofs, you know. But absolutely, yes, I see. Oh. Well, let me have a look at this. If you can peel that off of yourself. It seems like it's got some magical properties.
Thaddeus, between sips of his ale, would try and disentangle himself from it in the least awkward manner possible. Which
Is it heavy
probably,
armor?
It's at the very least medium armor.
Well,
I
I'm
think
just
it's
curious.
chain mail. It's either
it's
chain or
chain.
scale mail.
Where did my character sheet go?
Because if it's chainmail, the doff time for chainmail is 5 minutes. So he says take it off, and Thaddeus in between sips is like spending 5 whole minutes removing the crop top armor.
Okay, the camera fades to Tamagotchi. Tamagotchi, you're in your yurt and you've just finished all of your soldering. What happens?
Oh boy. The little it's dark. It's dark in Tamagotchi's yurt. He's doing this by I imagine he's created some sort of lamp from some sort of fluorescent rock material that he can. Maybe it's like it's like what he's attempting to do is his like what did I say, his solar powered lantern, right? He has these rocks that do collect sun, so he's like he has those around that are giving him some light. Some of the light is from the smelter, but most of the light is from the belt. And as he finishes, he puts the cap back on, and the image, oh man, I like the 3D AV comes to life, and some pixels form up above the belt. It is of, I think in this state of just the upper half of like a torso, humanoid torso. He says, I guess he doesn't say anything. This is a weird one to do. I was even talking to other people about this. It's going to be strange to like have this conversation with myself. He, let's see. Haribo says, oh man, both, all right. Diagnostics report. Gee, man, both accents are trying to come out at the same time. Haribo Tamagotchi. All right. Jeeves, can I get a diagnostics report, please? And Jeeves says, indeed. I am 15% at 15% capabilities, and we have access to minor battle implements as well as protective implements in the field. Harbo says, all right. What about location? What's the right word for that? What about location tracking? Is that active? Can we is the location tracking active? And Jeeves says, I guess, what does Jeeves say, Gabe? That would be a question for you. Is the location tracking active? Which I guess what Haribo is asking at this moment is that this belt is connected, like when it was fully operational, it was fully connected to like the systems of the Delta, being that they would be able to like locate these at any given time. So like operatives wouldn't be lost. And that is what he's hoping for now in this moment, is like that he has found his way home. Although he doesn't, hasn't thought about what that means, but he's on that path.
I would say that the tracker, like the emergency beacon or whatever, is active. It is declaring your position. But the onboard like navigational like stellar GPS is scrambled.
What does that mean?
It means that the belt can't tell you where you are, but it is broadcasting your location.
Heard. Okay. I do not have access to our GPS coordinates, nor do I have the GPS coordinates of this planetary body mapped, but our coordinates, as are part of my design, are being broadcast to the Delta Station as a whole. And Harbo, I don't know that he says anything. He sits back in his chair. He sighs. He says, Thank you, Jeeves. Please shut down." And Jeeves says, "Right away, doctor," and shuts down. And Haribo, I think, just kind of sits in the like glow of his smelter and the like glowstones around his workbench, in a little bit of silence and lost in thought. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, it's not like huge. I think at this moment for Haribo, like it's not like a massively narratively impactful into the scene, but he is. This is huge for him. He doesn't have any fucking clue. He doesn't have any idea. They
Yeah.
can see him, but he can't see
Yeah, the
them.
beacon.
Are
The
they
beacon
looking for him? He
is
doesn't
lit.
know.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
it's
he doesn't. He just has to hope at this moment, if that is what he wants to return home, that they are looking for him. Which, why
Does he
wouldn't
want to
they be?
return
He
home?
thinks. That is why he's now sitting back in silence. Is that like up until the moment that he was told it was active, it was like the goal has been to get it active, and now that it is, he is having to process that like this now could happen at any moment, any day, any second, like that it could be so fast. Harbo thinks that they would really want to collect this belt, so it could be very quick, but he doesn't know, like, are they looking, have they given up? He has no fucking clue, and it's kind of on their plate in Haribo's mind now. Like, he needed to get to the belt to this point because the belt can't get him home. That's not in the belt's mechanics. It can't teleport him home. He can't fly through space with the belt. He can't do those things. So he is at a moment of like the moment he's been trying to get to. And now that he's here, he doesn't know. He is, if they come, is he ready to go? Has he, does he need to say goodbye to people? He has no fucking clue. He has no idea. Can he stay? If that is the case, can he do study here? He is totally lost. So he is just kind of sitting at his workbench in quiet contemplation in the dull glow of his smelter as it cools down.
um. Make a perception check with disadvantage.
Mm, 10.
Thought you could use some company right about now. And
At
you
the
are no. You are startled out of your reverie to see Koryak leaning in your doorway.
Yeah. Oh.
nice friend.
Hi, friend. Good to see you. Yeah. Sorry. Distracted by work. Hold on. Haribo Tamagotchi. I keep losing the accent. I know it off my name. Yeah, I lost in thought. Busy with some personal work. What brings you out this way, friend? Sorry. He wipes his eyes and he goes towards the kitchenette area to pour some water, I guess, from a pitcher that he has collected before this moment, right? I guess it's just not been standing since he left on his quest a couple days ago.
He's got just like a
Ooh.
puddle in his sink.
Yeah. Would you care for some old standing water, friend? Just kidding. It's fresh. He pours us glasses, and I sit
Freshly
at the
standing.
table. And I offered the other seat on the opposing side of my table, my small 2-person table, to Koryak.
He takes the water and he takes a sip of it, and he goes over to the kitchenette, and he actually starts making tea.
Oh, perfect.
And
Sorry,
he-
I don't know where my head is at. You know where the tea is.
I can see that, and maybe we can talk about that a little bit. I I saw you were back. I saw, the lights weren't on in your in your hut for a night or so, but I saw them come on just a while back, and I thought I'd come over, see how you were doing. It seemed like you were getting more action out this way than you'd seen in your travels.
Yeah. After we saved you and the other gents from the diggings, we went and confronted the kobolds who have been causing the troubles in the area. It's just one thing after another thing to solve in the end. Which I am feeling anxious lately about, but also I would say excited by. In my time here, it has been just sort of day to day, point A to point B, without much of a purpose besides, I guess, leaving. And yeah, the past few days or week or so since that carriage rolled into town, I would say that things have felt more purposeful. And yet, I think I have finally reached the point where leaving is an option, and it is become worrisome. I don't quite know. I don't quite know what to do in this moment. I appreciate you coming by, friend. I really, really do. It's good to see a nice face, or a friendly face.
This is Gabe asking.
Yeah.
I'm just clarifying. So you have told Koryak
No.
about your extraterrestrial origins?
Nope.
Because like a
Nope.
lot of what you
I
were
know.
a lot of what you were saying.
My barriers are down right now. I'm in a weird mix. Like I was in work mode. Like I don't think anyone has ever seen this work mode from me. So like he has broken down this barrier at the only opportune moment to talk about it.
Okay, excellent. Good.
I don't even think Haribo doesn't register that. Like Gabe has, and now I guess M did in that moment that he was saying something that Haribo or Koryak didn't probably know, but Haribo doesn't register that.
He says, you're very welcome. You're very welcome, friend. You're on my mind a lot. I look after you. I feel like a little bit. Getting to know you at our tea parties. You've drawn my interest, as it were. The same way that I recognize that you were home, I've kept an eye on your yurt a few times over our knowing of each other, and I must say I have seen things, seen lights of a color, and a frequency that it's hard to explain with magic. And then there's the way that you talk. Even just now, some of the things that you say are they're peculiar.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm just a goblin. You could be just a weird fella, but I don't know. It seems like there's something more to you.
Harbo. stands. One second.
If you want to take a moment, I can absolutely shift the camera right here.
Haribo stands and he opens up a cabinet and he grabs a I don't know, a bottle of like fire wine or whatever or whatnot that he has stashed away. And as Koryak pours the tea, Haribo tops himself off, his tea off with a little bit of the fire wine, and he offers some to Koryak.
Absolutely, thank you.
And tops him off and says, I may have slipped up a little bit just now, but you since coming here, you have been probably my closest friend. I have grown close with Minerva as well, and a few other folk in Dekram. And recently with the crew I find myself adventuring with. But I feel that we have shared things that I may not have shared with anyone else had my defenses been maintained. You seem to break them down. I feel comfortable around you, and I do trust you. Koryak, I've spent a lot of my time here trying to get to understand magic, and as you say, some of the things that you may have seen coming out of my hut in the wee hours of the night are difficult to explain with magic. I am not I'm not from around here, and in my time here I have not found a way to describe where I am from to you. I think I'm from a place outside, above. It's very difficult. He takes a sip. If I can, I will show you one day. But I am not from here. I am from elsewhere. But I have been put here by accident of sorts. And he looks over at the belt and he says, I think through maybe the adventuring with my compatriots recently that something has jarred into place, and it seems like those whom I have left behind might soon be able to find their way back to me. And for so long, that is exactly what I wanted, to return home with those that I know. But now I know folk here like yourself and Minerva and the folks, and yeah, it has become difficult in this moment now that I have realized I may have gotten exactly what I wanted. That maybe I don't know exactly what it is that I do want anymore.
Well, it seems like you've said a lot without saying a lot, you know? But I really think that
come with me, come with me. And I grab my mug and I walk towards the door and I throw open the front door and I walk outside.
Okay, he follows you.
And I walk out onto the hill away from the yurt, and we look up, and the sky is, I mean, I imagine just D&D styles, like floor to ceiling stars at night. Just
For
like
sure,
everywhere.
yes.
And I point at Koryak, or I point up, and I say, that, my friend, is where I am from. I am from up
Who needs
there.
a Milky Way when you can see bands of stars going in 3 directions?
Yeah, fuck you, Milky Way, you stupid piece of shit galaxy.
Aw.
Milky Way stands out there.
Oof, we've just alienated so much of our audience.
So much
He's
of our
just doing
audience.
his best.
Most of them are gonna be mad about that one. Calling out our home like that.
I'm
But
sorry, we were
Harbo,
having a moment.
no, yeah, Harbo looks at that. He says, "That is where I'm from. Up above there, among the stars and the space out there. It is much larger and more vast than you could ever imagine, than I could ever imagine. I am from that area, the space up there. It is." He's like lost for words, I think. It is not, I think, that I am being. I would love to tell you everything. I just, when I can figure out how to do just that, you are the only one I think I will tell. I feel very comfortable. As I learn how to talk about this, I will for sure bring it up to you. But there, I mean, out there from, I can't point to exactly where, but somewhere out there in that grand space is where I am from and where my family will come from looking for me, I imagine.
Maybe maybe you don't have to tell me. Maybe you can teach me.
Uh,
You come from somewhere so far away and you have so much knowledge and so many skills that I know this maybe this is a big ask, but it seems like there's so much that I could learn from you that I could take back to my people. Our tribe is in sort of a tough way. I don't maybe it's crazy, but I think there's a way that you could help us. You could help my whole tribe by teaching us what you know.
Koyak, that has been my entire life's goal for the past I mean long before I came here. I think that is why I began the work I began, to do things just like that. So I'd jump at the opportunity any moment in the midst of all of the turmoil of the quest around us at the moment. I would love to stop by and we can begin some lessons on what lies outside our space above.
Thank you, Haribo. You don't know how much that means to me. That you'd say that. Um, I'll be counting on you.
Nope. Fuck.
That's
Sorry.
not my name.
The fire wine is getting to me.
Who's Gib?
He,
Wait, is that
yeah,
that
but yeah, the
the
kobold.
lizard from before?
Yeah, he's made a
You
quite
called
an
me-
impact on me.
You called
lately.
me.
I did call
I don't
you the
even
lizard
sound
guy.
like him.
I
Some best
know
friends.
you
It's
don't
not even like
sound
we're voiced by the same person.
I know. You know what? And I know that too. I've thought about it. But you know, what I meant was Koryak.
Of course it was.
Of course it was. Koryak.
That wizard tower is not the only thing that's on fire right now.
Yeah. Koryak, I have made acquaintances since I've moved here, and even a few friends, those I would call friends. But since coming here in the year, I have a little over a year, I have been marooned in this place. I have felt alone, and I want to thank you for making me not feel so alone here in this place anymore. Cheers, friend.
I don't
And I hold
know.
up my cup.
Yeah, the two of you cheers, and then I think the camera zooms out to the two of you looking up at the triple Milky Way stellar formation. Yeah. Sparklonius, are you just chilling in the wagon? What's up?
think Barson and I are asleep in the stables.
Nice. I am now looking at the time, so I'm gonna come back to Thaddeus. Thaddeus, the Lord's looking at your crop top that you've taken off during the interim. He says, "Well, Thaddeus, you've made quite the excellent find. Not only have you discovered some excellent rings of dwarven make, but they have on top of that been mildly enchanted. I will say there are pros and there are cons to this enchantment. The pros are that you will receive mechanical bonuses that the dungeon master will explain to you. And these mechanical bonuses, not only will it provide you a +1 to your armor class, you will also receive a +1 to your like Constitution saving throws. You will also receive 1 additional like short rest charge. You can like heal up one additional time while wearing these chains. So those are the pros. They make you more fit, and they'll let you to rest easier and faster. They're light and breathable.
Juice for battle.
However, in order to make them into a suit that befits your stature, I will need, because they are additionally magical, I will need 1 additional component. I will need an alchemical ingredient that you can acquire from a creature out in the wilderness. It shouldn't be too difficult, but I will need that to sort of lubricate the process.
And what is that ingredient?
And the camera shifts to Marjorie.
Giving himself 1 to 2 more weeks to figure out that ingredient.
Marjorie. What's up? What are you up to? You're
Remember,
still
I'm eavesdropping, so I too am about to listen to what the ingredient is.
We all wait with bated breath to find out what the mystery ingredient is. The camera zooms out and away past Thaddeus and Lord Thorn, past Marjorie, where she stands to the side listening and sipping whatever it is that she's sipping, past Barson and Sparkalonius asleep in their wagon. Even further, past Dekram, it sweeps past the yurt and the pair of friends watching the starscape. And it spins around towards the south, where it rests on Wilhelm Fella, just by himself, wandering up the road, also admiring the starscape. But the way the camera frames it, in the foreground we see Wilhelm, but in the background we see the column of smoke in the pine forest. And that's where we'll wrap it.
Fuck you do. What the fuck did you do? What did you burn down? We're doing things. You could have stayed
What's
still.
the
I
ingredient?
froze at that moment.
What's the ingredient?
I missed all of that because right as you said it zoomed in on him, my entire setup froze. So I missed everything that you said.
A true cliffhanger.
And then he came back in as you
Who
said.
wants to recap that?
That's it. Okay, so it zoomed out.
For
It
Mike, because
okay.
we're post. I do
that was
have a quick
solid.
mechanics
I
corner
love
question,
that.
but like we're done.
Right.
with the
So it zoomed past Thaddeus and Thorm, past Marjorie listening in, out and past Barson and Sparkalonius sleeping in the wagon out past Dekram and out past Haribo and his yurt, and then the camera flips around and moves up a bit, and we can see down the road, and we see a Wilhelm fella come down the road, also gazing up at the stars, enjoying them. But in the background, behind Wilhelm fella, we see the pillar of rising smoke coming from the forest. So we know that Wilhelm fella light the fucking fire. He's doing shit. Like he said, I guess he said he would do shit, but like now we know we're getting shit done.
Did he say he was in his sleep? Or am I imagining that?
I mean, no, we
The
just
thing that happened in town was in his sleep.
yeah, we didn't actually look.
We don't know
into
anything
how
about what,
deep
We don't know
that
anything
goes.
about it.
he
Yeah.
did. You know,
Yeah.
nor do
You
our
could-
characters. Only
No.
only the audience knows this particular thing.
No, Sparkalonius is asleep.
Okay, am I the only one that knows that Gib is my minion now?
Yes, I think
Okay.
so.
Okay, I just wanted to.
Yeah,
That's a you thing. That's an only you thing so far, except for the fact that I've said master in the recording. We haven't dealt with that.
I know. I was
It's
gonna
a.
tell him
I
to
will
stop
say that
saying
I because of how juicy the lineup is, it will probably be the post-credit sequence for the episode before this. But that requires
that.
someone to listen to the post-credit sequence for the joke that is not going to be
Anyone
there for
who
one
is
episode.
listening, I mean, at this point, we have post-credit sequences a lot of the time. So, like,
Every episode.
anyone who is listening is going to know.
Yep. It's the first. It's going to be the first post-credit sequence that is not a joke, but is like an actual like story tidbit that is only fun if you are listening in
Ooh.
closely.
I'm making moves. I'm doing things. And because of that, my like mechanics corner question is probably a little bit moot. I came into this session being up for opening up the campaign to like a longer form storytelling mode where we sort of go week by week in sort of a downtime sequence. If that was a thing that characters wanted, if we wanted to move more aggressively on quest objectives, that's also a possibility. And especially since I'm still doing things, I feel like at least next episode there's a bunch of narrative stuff we still have to do.
I'm not gonna lie, we gotta go to goblins. Like, yeah, there's a fire going on, but we got goblins to go save.
Yeah, Wilhelm fella is doing shit, but like at least one, we don't know that. We know about the fire, but like we have such a prime directive right now.
It's honestly none of our business.
It is. Don't say that.
Oh, we made
You
it
made
our
it business just now. You can't say, and he walks away whistling. He tosses the gas can to the. It's none of your business. Don't look over here. Pan away. Pan away.
I'm not doing anything you need to be looking at.
This could be bad guys. What are you talking about?
I'm burning bad guys.
It's very
Yeah.
true. Honestly, I will say the biggest thing Em was worried about was that it was the Goblin Village that was being burnt down by Mondaine or something. Like he was like going to take action. I don't know. Is it in the direction
No,
of
it's
any
to the
of
south.
that? Okay, you're right.
Yeah,
right.
it was
cool.
south.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we've been futzing around to the north and the east,
Okay.
northeast of everything.
Has anything we've told about been south yet? Like any of the map markers, are they to the south? I'm just curious.
The Dragon Seer farm is to the south, but probably further south than the smoke.
Fuck this man. You can't be causing trouble with the dragons. No, sir.
I'm just telling
Okay.
you where the map markers
No,
are.
yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
telling
yeah,
you
yeah.
that things
That's-
are connected.
100%. 100%.
Make your own connections.
This is me as now an audience member listening in. That's
Not part of the recording.
so
So we'll probably revisit the zoomed out weekly mechanic if we want to.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Lawrence in that, like, right now, it does feel a little bit more like quest
seems like we've got
driven
stuff
in
to
the
do.
moment because the goblins are dying right now.
Who knows what's happening on other spots on the map?
Yeah, who knows? So many things. All right, good games, y'all. Glad we
Mhm.
got to get
Games,
another
excited
session
for the
in.
next one. That was fun.
Mhm,
Fun little
mhm.
interlude.
I'm fucking exhausted. I'm very excited for this weekend. See most of y'all then. And
Yeah.
see everyone, if not next Tuesday. Probably not next Tuesday because that's honeymoon, I imagine. The Tuesday after.
Yeah,
maybe.
that would be surprising.
Yeah, I'd be
right.
surprised.
That's not the goal. Yeah. So Tuesday after is in
the
fact the
30th.
entire pitch. Not just ignore next Tuesday probably.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, 30th. Tight.
Alrighty,
Right.
bye.
Bye
Night, everybody.
guys.
Bye.
Oh wait. Fuck. No, it's fine. still streaming.